All right. Good morning. Let everybody get in here. I'm going to start discussing some of these stocks on this watch list. CETX just came out 6 minutes ago with this press release. They're receiving a virtual reality application order. And it just jumped from 80 cents to $1.30. What's up, One Life? What's up, Daniel B? Good morning. So CETX could have some potential. It's got some support at 110. You can see it's held up so far, but it looks like it might crack that. But if it comes down to $1, that could be particularly interesting possible entry. What's up, Dom? Good morning. Then we got ARPO. They amend the licensing deal for inflammatory bowel disease. So that's pretty much it. They amended a deal. It's kind of in this little channel right now. And then Mark still got volume, 3.8 million shares so far this morning. And it's just been kind of going sideways since yesterday afternoon. And CYCC, no press release, but they had something yesterday, I guess earnings yesterday. I thought there was a press release on this. Oh, okay. Right there it is. Their first quarter loss narrowed. Shot up about $1.50 this morning so far. And right now, a lot of indecision on it. Capper's pretty interesting. It came out with what I thought was pretty decent press release. But Capper's shot down. Lots of green on Mark on his time and sales. You see a bunch of poop on your monitor. I've got SLGG on my watch list. SLGG's got some potential. This is a esports stock, so I'm familiar with this company somewhat. They had good press releases yesterday, and it went on a nice run, almost up to 5. Then this morning it's gotten volume some more, but it doesn't have a lot of volume yet. It's only had 86,000 shares in volume. It is very low float, so it does have potential to move. And then CBay's kind of in this channel. It didn't sell off after most of the gains from yesterday, so CBay could get going. Yeah, super low volume for sure. CRDF, this looks like this just IPO'd 3 days ago. And they came out with a pretty decent press release. And you can see it popped up. And it's currently right under this resistance. So there's quite a few plays with some possibilities on them. See Gush, he says. Check out Gush. I don't know. Yeah, 30,000 volume on Gush, no press release. I don't see any reason whatsoever to trade that. I mean, why do you think it would go to 39? I mean, it has barely any volume and it has no PR. And it's currently on a downtrend. Oops. I don't if it does, that would be, I don't know. I don't see a reason to trade it. I don't see why it would go up to 39. I don't see why it'd have any volume because it has none right now. Maybe there's something I'm missing on it. I don't know. But to me, I wouldn't trade it for any reason whatsoever. Let me hit the scan one more quick time. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. Let's see. Let's check G and US real quick. I mean, this is moving. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Daniel B. Same thing. There's nothing that has presented itself to me yet as possibly like something I would like be ready to jump in. I think the two to watch would be APRO and CETX. Maybe Capper. Capper gapped up early, but it's came way back down since then. So Capper's pretty low, but it could just keep crashing. See, it bounced right off of $7 there. But I mean, and this is a pretty steep downtrend too. It's not like a. Come on, get out of here. Well, it's fine. I'll just leave that there. Let me change my drawing. Alright, so we're opening up here. Oh, we're not opening up here. Okay. Capper just started moving up, so I thought the market was open. We still got a minute and a half here. I mean, SLGG has some potential. It just doesn't have a lot of volume yet. And it's going to be running right into this $6 resistance as well. So I don't know how big of a move it's actually going to make, if it's going to. But it's going to need volume. I mean, there's no volume on this. So it's possible volume could come into it. But until we see it, there's no reason to trade it. You just be guessing. You just be gambling right now if you got in on SLGG with no volume or anything. CYCC is really ugly. It says it's got 2 million in volume so far, but it sure doesn't look like it. It looks kind of barcodey to me. Especially on the 1 minute, but the 5 minute even kind of looks barcodey. I don't know about all that. But yeah, I think Daniel B's right. We gotta wait it out this morning. Wait for the opportunities to present themselves. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, the SPY broke this trend line that I had going on. Until we had the trend line, and then the SPY just dumped yesterday some, but started rebounding a little bit this morning. I don't know what's going to happen on the SPY. Alright, so we're opening up here. Capper coming up a little bit. Yeah, SLG straight out the gate. Yeah, halted already. Not even on that much volume either. Only on like 150,000 shares of volume. So that's an interesting rip. No volume to some volume to a halt. So that's going to be a tricky play. CTX selling off. ARPO is also above all, pretty much everything except for 112. If it breaks 112, it's got room to go for, you know, as far as it can go if it can get back up here. But it's selling off right now. CYCC coming up some. Mark selling off. What's up, Mark? Good morning, buddy. CPay starting to come back up some here. CARPO, what are you doing? Waiter starting to move. Yeah, waiter popping up 20 cents so far. VXY, that's some kind of ETF or something, isn't it? CYCC selling off. Capper starting to crack this $7 support now, so Capper just may be done. Maybe a big sell-off. CSLGG should be getting halted any second. You see CETX is starting to come back up a little bit. And SLGG right back down to where it was after that halt. So, a very sketchy play. Bought it on the pullback. I can tell you, I don't know. You may, right at this moment, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. CETX popping up here to this resistance. CETX got a lot of resistance at 118 too, or at least some resistance. 118 and then 130. CBay popping. Yeah, CBay trying to get going here. Let's see. ARPO starting to come back up a little. So CETX, there was a potential for like about 10 cents in there. There's a lot going on, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint. Like, CBay is moving up. And it did break over this resistance. Just don't know yet on it. SIF is starting to pop. Jesus God, man, it's too many stocks. It's too many. Yeah, wow, 350 all the way up to 550, starting to pop. This thing's already ripped $2. Capper coming back up some. Waiter sideways. SLGG's looking pretty rough right now. CRDF. See Mark. Mark's in on CBay. It's not, I'm not mad at that. It seems to be trying to hold that support. Okay, let's see. So right here. CETX selling off here, so dropping down pretty hard. That guy coming back down. ARPO coming back up to $1. I'm gonna go on ARPO. Let's see if $1 can hold up support. It's trying to push up here. A lot of selling at 105. It's actually getting taken out pretty easy. No, it's not. Actually, it held up, so I may have to get out here. Couldn't break through 105. Let's see if we can try again. See the dollar. Ooh, that's a big upper shadow. So I'm gonna put a stop loss right at 94 cents. Under that support. So that's what, 6, 7. Let's see if $1 holds up. If $1 holds up, I'm willing to hold this. But we are getting a big upper shadow on this wick. A lot of selling pressure came in. Looked like it was going to push, but then right at the close of this candle, a lot of upper shadows. So we got to see if this next candle that opens can hold above $1. Yeah, dollar's starting to crack, so this may come down here. I may end up taking a loss on this. See if it gets bought up in that 96 cent area. Oops. Yeah, and I took a loss there. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right. So that didn't work out for me. Let me see something. Yeah, that's the problem. I see what was wrong. I didn't catch this $5 resistance. You can see it though, right across there. Yeah. Yep. That was the issue. I thought we only had resistance at 110. I didn't see that. So that's a mistake. I thought a dollar was going to be resistance here and it could push through up to 110, but that did not work out at all. So what else do we got going on? Anything? CRDF. That sold off pretty hard. SLGG sold off pretty hard. Well, sold off sort of. CBay did not get back up there that high. CTX sold off. So that, well, okay. If everything sold off. See, Cappers, alright. Waiters sold off. Is the SPY dropping right now? Oh, SPY's coming up. Yeah, I would have not took that entry if I'd have realized that 105 resistance was there, because that was, I bought in $1. I was looking for this push over $1 and we got it. But if I would have known that resistance was there, that would have made a difference. I should as soon as I saw it pop up on the level 2, all those sellers at 105, I should have got out right there. So that was just a mistake, bad trade because I missed this resistance, and now that's selling off. EFOI. But EFOC, what is, they had earnings? Doesn't really have a lot of area to move on. Yeah, CBay is just like everything. I want to shrink down the watch list, but there's nothing that's really holding up so far. Maybe CBay, maybe. Possibly CIF or CIF. I've had VTIQ on. I had it on watch for 2 days. Yeah, man, what a rip! This thing's been ripping. I've had this on. I had this on watch Monday when it was at 18. And who called this out? Somebody called this out before that. I think it was Dom. Dom, wasn't it you who called out VTIQ? You posted in the Facebook group that they had that merger with Nikola, and we were discussing it, saying that it could run all the way up to the merger. Yeah, yeah. I should have thought about that today. I mean, I should. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want. Yeah, the merger. Yeah, I thought it was you, Dom, who called it out. But yeah, this is. So what we were talking about in the group is that if that it could potentially keep pushing up until the merger. So that's, so far it's went nasty over a week. Yeah, ARPO's cracking that 88 cent support too. A lot of upper shadows on CBay. Is it bigger stocks that are running? That's what it looks like. It looks like mid caps are running today, not any. If PNGY can break 225 here, that might get going for a mid cap. Yeah, you can see a lot of these mid caps. UNFI coming up. Miso coming up, possibly PNGI. Veru. Veru has come straight up so far. So I was a little concerned about the penny stock world today when I saw the SPY drop out. I figured people might be playing it safe. I can just get rid of this trend line because that's gone now. But the Fed, Jerome Powell said we are in disinflation right now. And they don't like disinflation because disinflation means close to deflation. So they said that they could keep printing money. That's what Jerome Powell said. That's what the Fed said, that because we're in disinflation, they can print all the money we need to keep the economy from being damaged. So, and I know Nancy Pelosi is pushing for this new stimulus bill that they're working on about giving everybody more money. So we might all be getting more money again. Let's see, baby, a little pop up here. I believe it, Daniel B. I believe they didn't. And I believe that they will keep printing money. the way that Jerome Powell sounds, he's like, hey, we'll keep printing it. Let's see. CETX is what I want to see here. I want to see if CTX starts reversing this downtrend because it's getting close. If it stops selling off and starts coming back up some. And right now, sellers still have a hold of it, but the selling is getting very light on CETX, so that's what I'm keeping an eye on at this point to see if the selling is done. Because if the selling's done and we start getting buyers back in, CETX could start moving. But you can see a lot of this other stuff. Mark's still on a downtrend. APRO is on a nasty downtrend. SIF has come down. I mean, it's a little bit of a downtrend, but you know, it's kind of in that area where it could still reverse pretty easily. CBAY popping up here. One Life wants facts. He wants to know where that link is. I want sources. Tell him, One Life. Tell Daniel B. Tell him you want sources. You want sources. You want people. You want to know the truth. You want legit sources. CBAY is. Let's see. Let me look at this. See, this 440 is strong resistance. That's why I got it marked, because it runs all the way back across here from yesterday evening and stuff on CBAY. So it needs to get above that 440, and then 450 is going to be some resistance. So you got like this resistance area that CBAY's got to get through. So and food prices have went up. I don't doubt that at all. Hold on, let me check One Life here. Let me see if it's CNBC, it should be in the morning squawk. So if Daniel B doesn't have the link and it's in the squawk, then I can send it to you. I didn't read the whole squawk this morning. Normally I do, but I just didn't yet today. No, it wasn't in the squawk. I don't know where Daniel saw it on CNBC, but all I get is the squawk, so I don't know. I mean, CBAY has potential. It ran big yesterday and it didn't sell off. That's why I have it on watch this morning, is because we went on a massive run on CBAY in pre-market and then it's just been going sideways. So for it to really get going, that $5 area, that's where it's going to have to break for it to really get moving. But if it breaks that, it could. But you got to get through this you got to get through this little area of resistance, this 440 to 450 area. That's the only issue. Alright, APR is just selling off hard. I'm going to take this off. Well, let's see. I might leave it on. Did I take it off already? I think I did. Okay, I want to make this watch. Okay, CLGG has dropped all the way down to $5. So nasty. Wader has cracked this trend line. Dropping below 3, so take Wader off. It's having a sell-off today. CRDF. The thing with food prices going up, that would be because of inflation. But if they're saying that we're not facing inflation right now, then maybe it's from there's not as many manufacturers open. I would think all the food manufacturers would be open though. Yeah, it's not a pretty day. It's not a pretty day at all. There's a lot of stocks that had potential, but all of them just either going sideways or selling off at the moment. Yeah, I don't like Mark anymore. I'm taking Mark off. Mark got overextended. I knew that was going to happen. That stock's been running off of rumor and hype forever. CETX just dropping down too now. Some more selling on this. eBay still getting held up. We're gonna eat dogs, cats, and rats. I think that's how the coronavirus started, wasn't it? I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if somebody ate a bat. I was going around on social media, but you can't believe anything on social media. The spot's still not dumping out yet, but it could. Let's see, anything else going on? Just these mid caps, VTIQ up to 34. It's still going. It's like, I am not done. It's a serious merger. Apparently. VTVT, what are you up for? Got VTVT up a little bit from 260 to 318 for no reason, really. That's what I agree with you, Daniel B. I think it was from a lab. It's too weird to. I don't know if it was purposely released from a lab or accidentally or what, but I think it's from a lab as well. If it's not from a lab, it's very coincidental that there happens to be one of the world's deadliest virus research labs right there in Wuhan where it all started, so that's pretty coincidental if you ask me. RITO, Riot coming up. But who knows? We'll probably never know the truth. We'll probably never know where it all came from. Riot name possibly. I'm keeping an eye on CBay because CBay keeps getting bought up every time it comes down to the support now. So this support at 441 is starting to hold a little bit. Let's take a look at AIM. AIM, yeah, okay. Above all indicators. AIM's potential. And then Riot, Riot, like I said, Riot's a Bitcoin play. So all you gotta do is pull up a chart of Bitcoin and you know which way Riot's gonna go. CETX, I'm taking off. It's just dumping. CYCC off as well. Oh, and AIM just started popping. I was just getting back to you, AIM. Right, it needs to break 2 if it's going to do anything. Let's see if it actually bounced off that 450 area. SIF starting to move up to $5. A lot of volume coming in here. A lot. Let's see. Let's see. It was having some problems with 5. It might have to come back down one more time and then make its way back up. Or maybe not. Yeah, starting to get some good volume here. This $5 break. It's getting held up at 518 right across the top of those first 2 candles. A nice move so far. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely needs to break 550. That's where the issue is going to be. Even if it breaks 550, the high of the year is 562. But I think this is too premature of a move up for it to try to break 550. It might possibly could get to 550 if it can get through that 518, 520 area, but if it goes straight up right now to 550, it probably will not break that. It needs to kind of keep climbing. Unless it just goes absolutely nuts, which is always a possibility. Yeah, this stock's got about 5 million in float, so pretty low float. Yeah, so I think it's gonna have to come back down some. If it could come back down a little bit, build some higher lows around, build some lows around like this 470, 475 area. then we could look for it for another push up. But right now it's just a little too sketchy. Too much resistance ahead. It's a nice quick push, but not enough push. CRDF looks like it might sell off. ARPO might sell off some more. CBay is getting bought up down here. Every time it drops down here, it's getting bought up. It needs to start. Yeah, I was about to say it needs to start coming up like right now. But on CBay right now, you can just draw a little trend line, and you got this nice uptrend. It's trying to build. Let's see. Oh no, there it goes. CRDF selling off, nothing there. Alright, coming down. Nothing there. Oops. See, the ARPO finally done with that sell off. $0.82. Where's that at? I'll put CETX back on the watch list because it finally looks like it may be done selling off. Maybe. Let's see, babe, cracking the trend line here. Oops. Capper's just been going sideways. So CBay is probably not going to get it. Especially if it drops below 434. If it drops below this red candle. Well, it don't look like it might not. It's got 10 seconds to close here, 20 seconds. See the SPY still coming up. Yeah, the SPY's trying to rebound some. This is kind of a boring day, guys. This is what I was kind of expecting to happen. Was it be a boring day? Anything anybody want to talk about while we're waiting around? Because I'm going to give the stream probably 30 more minutes here. And then we'll call it a day unless something starts happening. Yeah, CBA's starting to look like it's going to sell off. This downtrend is tried to push up right there, but it couldn't break this downtrend, so it's pointing down. Where's our downtrend on this at? So this is possibly breaking over the downtrend. We'll see. So you gotta see this. SIF has potential still. I like SIF because it's still slowly climbing up. But it's got resistance there, and then it's got resistance there. And then it's got resistance at $5. So there's a lot of resistance ahead of it. And it's gonna then the high of the year is probably gonna have resistance at it too. So that's 562. So that's a lot of resistance for it to get through. But I mean it is like a dollar. Let's see, what is that? $1.60 over 5. If it happened to get through got up to that top resistance maybe. ARPO has a long ways to go. It's got to get back over $1 to break its downtrend. But you possibly, let's see, 90 cents is going to be some resistance on this now. I don't like it. And you can see on this too, there's been selling pressure at every one of these levels. Selling pressure there, selling pressure there, selling pressure there. As this was coming back up to this level, selling, selling, selling. Selling pressure here. So all these resistance levels are going to be some type of resistance. Yeah, ARPO is about to crack off even more. Yeah, we can take ARPO off. That's not doing anything. AIM looks kind of meh. Take it off. What's up, Epic? Good morning. CBay's looking like it's coming down. I don't see anything. I don't see anything whatsoever. SIF is the only possible play to me, and there's, like I said, there's a lot of resistance ahead on SIF, but it has pushed up through most of that resistance today at some point, so it could get through it still. But I don't know. That would... I don't know. I don't know if it could get that much volume or not. It just may be mid caps today. VTVT still climbing, but it's in some pretty heavy resistance areas too. TLSA, no press release, but eh. I mean, to me, it looks like it's still going down without even seeing that candle close. I mean, you can see it's in this downtrend. It's got to break above this downtrend. And so that 441 area was already resistance, and now that's also downtrend resistance. So you got double the resistance right here. Like, I think it's going down. I mean, you can see all these upper shadows, all the selling pressure that's been pushing this stock down. The sellers are pointing it. They're pointing it. So until that changes, then it's probably not going to do anything. It's probably going to keep selling off. It's got to get above that 442 area to start kind of a reversal. I mean, there's a little bit of higher lows too. So I mean, we have lower highs and higher lows, so it is getting squeezed a bit. But just looking at it from there, it looks like a lot of selling pressure to me. Yeah. Let me see this overall, this stock. Yeah, so even though it's wedged, if you look even back further, you can draw this downtrend from here all the way across. So that 450 area is about where that's at too. So, it's pointing down. The overall of this stock right now is pointing down. But it is a big gross looking wedge. You do have a wedge. But like I said, until it breaks over that 442 area, it's going to be tricky. SIF coming down. So yeah, I don't think that's going to get it because that's just making this downtrend more. CETX about to sell off some more here, so that's pretty done. We'll see. I mean, there's a possibility that this could break out. But to me, it just looks like the sellers have full control over it. Wait a tick. GNUS popping up out of nowhere. It's going to have strong resistance at $1. Very, very strong resistance, but break of $1. Looks like it's got 5 resistance, 110 resistance. A lot of resistance ahead of this. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Everything is going down. There's not really anything that is pointing up right now. But that's what I'm saying. It's possible buyers could come in and take over on the stock if they can get it over 442, but really over 450. I don't know. The selling has kind of, unless it cracks here. No, there's still a possibility. I just don't think it's going to do it. But at the same time, a lot of our selling volume has been dying off. I don't know. It's getting squeezed. The buying volume and selling volume has been decreasing, and we're at this little candle right here where everything is decreased. We barely have any volume. Like, we have barely just enough buying volume to keep this from dropping so far. See, SIF popped back up a little bit. So SIF's starting to build some higher lows, so it's still some potential possibly there. CREX is going crazy. Wow, okay. Big move on this from 325 all the way up to 4. That's a quick move. See SIF coming up to that $5 resistance again. One Knife's in there trying to get 20 cents. I'm pretty sure you got that 20 cents. Because where'd you get in at One Life? 468, 470, something like that? A little bit of selling pressure again. You see it, right? It hit $5 selling pressure. CREX is moving, but there's a couple problems on the stock. Right now, there's no way to get a good entry at the current price it's at. The second problem is you got resistance at $3.90, $4, $4.20, and then $4.35, and then $4.50. So you got a ton of resistance ahead of this at a bunch of different levels. And you can see C-base starting to crack there, so that's what I was saying. You know, price action is a big thing. When you can look back and say, oh, the stock overall the past 2 days is on a downtrend. You know, and it kind of shows you what direction it's most likely going to go. Yeah, C-base is very weak. That's what I was saying. I didn't, you know, the triangle's cool and all, but yeah, that still has a ways to come back down. Yeah, you gotta lock in them profits. You gotta lock them in. FWP, I don't even know what stock this is. Oh yeah, you gotta move. Nice move up. Yeah, after I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you some very strong advice. After 2 halts, sell. Don't get in. Don't get in after 2 halts. That's stupid. I've done that before. But going through 2 halts of green upward halts like that, sell your profit as soon as you get out of that second halt. Immediately, as soon as you get out of a first halt, you need to be looking to maybe lock something in, because it could just come back down right after, you know, that one halt. So yeah. Now you want to lock in profits, but definitely after 2 halts, lock in profit for sure, because the odds of a stock running more out of 2 halts is real slim. I've only seen that a very few times, and we're not in the market where it's hot enough for that to happen. Like, this market is not a hot market. This market has been a sideways kind of warm market. I mean, we've got a lot of stocks moving and stuff, but if you look today, we have SIF. That's our 100% gainer on the day, but the rest of it's, you know, 30% mid caps and stuff. But yeah, like right now in this market, after 1 halt, I would be looking to lock in profit. But you're learning. There's nothing wrong with that. You learned the hard way today, but at least you didn't take a loss on it. You just didn't get any profit. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing. You got to understand, you know, price action of, if that many buyers have come in, boom, boom, that quick a burst, and you got these big extended candles. What was it on? FWP. Let's just put it here, FWP. But yeah, you see these big green candles like that. That's a lot of buying. There's got to be a pullback. You know, and this was from 8 something all the way up to 12, so that's almost a $4 move in a matter of 10 minutes. What goes up must come down, and that is really quick move. So you learned a hard lesson, but that's all right, man. You'll get there. I think One Life. If SIF keeps coming back up and testing 5, it might be a chance on this. Yeah, yeah, you can't think like that. You can't get greedy. You start getting greedy and thinking that it's gonna run to the moon, and then you know, it turn around on you really quick. What's up, Last Samurai? Welcome. Yep, new day. Don't dwell on it. Just realize the lesson. You learned the lesson, so you know why you didn't win on that trade. So take that, put it in your memory bank, and then start fresh tomorrow. EFOI. This is one earlier I was looking at. Still on this little uptrend. $0.70 is a lot of resistance on this play, though. I'm actually going to put it up here. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, being in 2 halts is awesome. 2 halts on the way up, anyway, is awesome. Yeah, C-Bay selling off. I'm gonna take C-Bay off. Looking pretty ugly. CETX. It is through. Oops. It is through the downtrend, but it's not doing anything. It's looking barcodey, in fact, so I'm going to take CETX off. And Capper's not doing anything either. Just going sideways. Dear God, VTIQ is just not slowing down. VTIQ is just going. It does not care about fillings. Yeah, One Life's kind of right about that. You want to look, well, not kind of right. One Life is right about that. So CREX trying to push up here. Oh, goodness. Now CREX looking like it's going to drop some more. It was an ugly day. Yeah, so what they're saying is if you're trading with, if you're only buying a couple of shares because you're new and you're practicing, don't think of it like you bought a couple shares. Think of it like you bought 1,000 shares. You know, take your P&L off and just focus on the actual price movements. Like, oh, on this stock I got a 50-cent move. That's a good move, because if you think of it like that, you know, a 50-cent move on 1,000 shares is a $500 trade. That's a nice profit in a trade. So if you can get 50 cents consistently on, you know, a couple of shares that you're practice trading, then when you feel confident enough to switch over to a bigger amount of money after you've been consistent for a long time, then you'll be able to make that big money. But if you think of it, think big. Just think big. Don't think greedy, but think big. Absolutely. Listen to the wise One Life. There's a reason why Daniel B hasn't traded anything and why One Life has only gotten in on SIF so far. Because they know there's not much. There's not a lot of potential at the moment on much of anything. Okay, well, CREX actually did push up some more, but it's got a lot of it's got some resistance right across this 380 mark here. Oh, look at this, guys. Is this going to break 60 cents? Or 70 cents here? See if we break 70. It's only got room to 75. Yep, exactly. You got it. You got it, Epic. You got it. You absolutely got it. This may try to test 4 here. If this thing tests 4, if it breaks 4, let's see, we got this resistance at 420 here. An SIF starting to crack now, so that stock's done. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on CREX right now. Like I said, there's some resistance ahead of this, but there's not a ton of resistance. 4 is really going to be where the main resistance is at. So even if you get in now, you might only can get 20 cents. But it looks like it's going to try for 4 here. I mean, yeah, it could be a false breakout. I mean, it's not even back up to 4 yet. The breakout's not going to come right through here. It's going to come after 4. 4 is where the $4 is where the main resistance is at. So it's got to get all the way up to 4 before it can do that. It's pretty overextended though as is. So I don't think it's going to get up there. I think it's about as much as it's got. Okay, GNUS. Pushing over $1 here. Let's see. Right at resistance right now at this $1.05 area on GNUS. A lot of resistance there. If it could break through there though, it's got room up to 133. Probably not going to, but we'll keep an eye on it here. And CIFS is or CIFS, CIF, blah, CIF, CIF. No, still it's SIF. What's wrong with my brain? I think that 105 is going to be too tough for this to break. This has already went from 70 cents up to $1. SIF. That's it. That's the word. YZEA. IZEA is pushing up right now. Yeah, SIF is done. A lot of SPY coming back down now. SPY looks like it might be. That was a decent little sell-off there. DC is extending its stay-at-home order until June 8th. Wow. Let's see, this stuff all just came out 30 minutes ago. U.S. officials travel restriction at U.S. borders with Canada and Mexico likely to be extended. So we may not be out of all this nonsense yet. Yeah, One Life is dropping gold on you right now. Epic, so really listen to what he's saying, because he is really dropping some gold on you. But yeah, you don't want to be You don't want to be looking at your P&L while you're trading. If you can, take it off. Because you don't need to worry about how much money you're actually at. What you need to worry about, break it down into how big of a move are you looking to get? Like, where's your support and resistance? Because as long as you get a 50-cent move or a 25-cent move, and that's where you want to lock your profit in, if you have that all in your trading plan, then that's all that matters. You'll find out how much exactly you made after that. This might start cracking down. You throw in the. That's what One Life is trying to tell you. You throw in the towel. Like, for example, what was it I was on? ARP. What is it? ARPO? Yeah, ARPO. Yeah. So I never even looked at how much I was down, but what I was looking at was, if it breaks the dollar, okay, where was that next support? If it cracks the dollar, next support was down at like 95 cents. Right here, this line. So I put my stop loss right below that. So I was in at 101. My stop loss is right below 95. So at 6 cents, I was risking. I didn't see the 105 there when I got in the trade. I thought we was going to get up to 110, and if it pushes a little bit over 110, that would have been almost 10, 11 cents profit. So that was almost 1 to 2. It wasn't quite 1 to 2, but it was like 1 and 1.5. But I could have locked some in there, and then if it broke, I could have kept holding it and up to 125, something like that. But it was risking about 1 to 1.5 on that trade from where I thought before I saw this resistance. Now, because this 105 resistance was there, I actually risked 1 for 1 basically. But if you look at it like that, one for 2, because you at least want to get 1 for 2. You really don't want to do 1 for 1.5. But by doing it that way, you don't have to worry about where you're at, or what you don't have to worry about what your P&L is, or how much you're going to lose, because at that point on APRO, or is it ARPO, I knew if it was going to drop, below 95 cents, I was going to take a small loss. I took a $40 loss, and then I knew, if it was to go up to 110, I could possibly get a 50, 60, actually 9 cents. Possibly a $50 gain, something like that. Exactly. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, I had a plan going into this, but if you have that plan, you don't need to worry about what your P&L is, because your plan will The plan will get you out so you're not losing too much. And if the stock goes up, your plan will get you out in some profit. So that's what you got to look at. Well, here's the thing. You don't want to set. Craigs might try to break 4 here, but you don't want to set. Um, you don't want to set a number of like how many trades am I going to take. You want to set the number like you don't want to put a set number. The trades you take are the ones that the opportunities where the market gives you. Like you want to take what the market gives you. If you get 5 great setups and you got the funds to trade 5 great setups, then you could take 5 trades. There'd be nothing wrong with that. Most likely, you're not going to get 5 great setups in one day, or at least in the morning. But if you only have 1 great setup or 1 pretty good setup, then only take that. So you don't really want to put like how many trades should I make in a day. You don't know, because you're looking at price action and where the market, where those opportunities are going to be at. If you've got the good opportunity, then you take it. If you don't, you don't. And that's why I'm sure Daniel B will attest to this. There's not been a great setup yet today. And that's probably why Daniel B hasn't gotten in anything, because there's not been a perfect knockout of the park setup. Like, there's no press release on CREX or anything. I know this is ran a lot, but there's no press release. So it wasn't, and it didn't have any volume, so it wasn't on our radar at all. So why would this even happen? Who knows? But it's happening now. There's not a good reason for it. But so that's still, looking at this, you wouldn't even be looking at it. So there's not been one good setup. The SIF trade that One Life took, I would say it was a decent setup. I wouldn't say it was a great setup, but it was a decent enough setup to where he could make 20 cents or so on that move back up to $5. But don't be concerned about how many times you should trade. Your concern is, do I have a good setup to trade? And just like ARPO, I thought I had a decent setup to try to get 10 cents, 9 or 10 cents, and maybe more if it did get volume. But like I said, I made a mistake and I missed that resistance. So far I haven't took another trade. I still have funds settled, but I'm not going to, nothing else has looked good to me. We were watching CBAY. CBAY was showing like it was pointing down, like it was going, to keep dropping, and I'm pretty sure that's what it kept doing. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. CBAY coming out of this, it was pointing down. The overall thing was pointing down. So there's not been any good setups. I mean, same thing. We're looking at GNUS. It didn't have any volume whatsoever. Then all of a sudden, it got volume. Of course, this is a stock under $1, so you really don't watch those too much. But most everything, SIF had a lot of resistance ahead of it. Same thing, CREX has some strong resistance ahead of it. It did break 4. But, I mean, it's still got to break 420 and 436 before it can really let loose. And it's already ran $1 something. So it's super extended already. So it's still at this point, it's not a great setup even if it does break 420 and 436. Pull up 3-day 5-minute. I got the. Do I need to? I got the 5-day 5 minute. I can see the 3-day right here. You know, $4 is very strong. But you still got this 420 high from yesterday, and then you got 436. I mean, it's potential. Are you saying this is a great setup right now, Daniel? Because I would be a little nervous because of how extended it is. I mean, we saw the same thing yesterday. It got super extended, pushed up, and then came back down. I mean, there's not a lot of resistance. I didn't say there was a ton. I just said it was that really strong resistance at that 4, but it broke 4. What are you getting at? I feel like I don't know if you're agreeing with me that there's too much resistance, or we're looking at CREX. I don't know if you're agreeing with me, Daniel B, or I don't know if you're disagreeing. I can't tell. You're not really. There's not a lot of resistance other than at 420. But then the yearly high is 436. Oh, now it's starting to break. So the CRX could possibly start moving here. See, it got held up at 430 right there. Oh. Yeah, there we go. So it's through all resistance now. I mean, at that break, you could have got 440 so far. But 450 is going to be resistance as well. We'll see. We'll see if, let's see, this candle closes in a minute, almost 2 minutes. So we'll see if this holds up, this break of resistance. I mean, it looks like it's going to, but let's see. It's, still, to me, kind of too early to tell. This also was the third test of this resistance. And you see a lot of selling pressure just pushed it back down right there. So a little iffy right now at this second. See, here's my problem with it. Even if it does break, my problem is, like I said, it's super overextended already. We already ran $1 to get up to this resistance. We did break the $4 resistance so far. But if $4 doesn't hold as support, maybe 390 could, but there's just a lot of room that it could also drop back down. So it just feels a little risky to me. And that's what I was saying about, because I'd rather kind of seen this move up into that resistance kind of go a little bit more like this. Instead of, it's a little sharp up there, but it looks like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The long candles, it's extended $1 so far, now up $1.40. or dollar, yeah, $1.20 at least. So that's why we got to see. We like to safely get in this. In my opinion, we have to wait to make sure $4 is going to hold as strong support. Now that it broke that $4 resistance, that old resistance has to become new support. If it doesn't become new support, then it's still resistance, which means the stock is going to come back down, and it has a long way that it could come back down. So right now, it's still kind of a coin flip to me whether or not this is going to be a good opportunity or not. In 2019, let me look back here. See, I thought about doing that too. Yeah, $5 is going to be real tough probably as well, even if it does break up even higher. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of resistance. Yeah, that $4 break for that quick little run, that could have been a quick scalp on this. But still, that $4. Ooh, and there was no, okay. There's comes some buyers. I was gonna say no buyers stepped up at $4, but there they just did. But there's not a lot of buying really stepping up here at 4 to make this support. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, I think you're right, One Life. And look what possibly could be forming. We also potentially have the old ugly head and shoulders pattern that possibly could be forming, because this could be a shoulder, this could be the head, and we could have another shoulder way over here. And it's still kind of early to say that, but it does have the potential formation of the old head and shoulders. Well, let's see. Let's see if $4 holds up as support. That'd be my thing. If $4 can hold up as support, then we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, no, if you're probably right. But that's if $4 cracks, because $4 was very strong resistance. So if it can hold $4, which it's trying to. Well, that Thursday back here is at $4. This high right here, 420. That's. But you can see that too. You can draw that line straight across there. $4 on that high, and then where did this next candle get held up? This little red candle, right there at that high, 420. Buying volume coming in here. Wow. That's what I was saying about that $4. If that $4 held up, which it did right there. So straight up to 450. Like I said earlier, 450 is going to be some resistance too. So, so now it's going to try to test 450, and it looks like it may break here. Yeah, we'll push through it really quickly. And it's about to get halted. About to get halted on the way up. Very nice rip on this. Very nice. I don't know. Woo! I don't know when live it popped up to 480 right there before it finally got halted on the level 2. But yeah. So yeah, this would have been pretty decent. Pretty decent. Not too bad. But you guys see, you see why this is sketchy, especially new traders. You saw why this was sketchy. There was a very, very strong resistance at $4, and we ran pretty hard up to that $4 area. I mean, this, 320 area straight up to $4 pretty much. I mean, there's a little build up in there to it, and then it broke that strong resistance. And it came back down, but $4 held as support. You see this lower wick, buyers came in and pushed it up, and then your next candle, buyers came in and took control of this, and it broke above. Then when this green candle went above 416 and started pushing, and even at 420 where that other resistance was, that was a good opportunity, a clear sign that $4 is holding support. Buyers have control. I didn't want to touch it because I was nervous. I was nervous because, like I said, that strong resistance we were at and the move up. Like, this move up was a little faster than I'd like, but it was good. Love those tech stocks. But yeah, this could, one live saying 475. I could see it up to 475. I could even see it up to 5 depending on how high it gaps up out of this halt. There was a lot of buying volume that came in before that halt. But yeah, that was a pretty decent play. I mean, even though it was risky at that $4 area, once you see it, if you look at the 1 minute, you can kind of see it better. Because the 5 minute is a little spaced out. You look at the 1 minute, the sell off is happening, and then we get the small red candle with this wick of buyers pushing it back up, and then this one pushing back up, and then this one opening up and closing over this one. I haven't looked at any tech ETFs. I'd be interested in seeing some tech ETFs. Because I like tech stocks so much, I like to actually see what the companies are doing and stuff. So the ETF kind of takes the personalization of looking for tech stocks away to me. But I'm sure there's some great tech ETFs. Okay, there's not a way to guarantee, say, when a halt is going to open back up. Normally,
halts are 5 minutes, the first halt. So it got halted. You just look up here at the press release when it says it. Let's see. So this one was 10:26. So 5 minutes would be 10:31. So in 20 seconds, it could get unhalted. Maybe a little bit longer because it depends on exactly what time. Because I doubt it got halted exactly at 00 on that 10:26. But it's 5 minutes. So here in the next couple of seconds, next 30 seconds, this will get unhalted. Most likely. Could end up being a 10-minute halt. Sometimes we have 10-minute halts. Now I know you can see what companies are in the ETFs. It, like I said, the personalization for me is, buying the separate tech companies themselves. But the ETF would be fine. I'm interested in checking them out because I'm sure there's some ETFs that probably have some type of dividend or some type of payment where you can make extra. UNFI. Let's see. So yeah, that lasted a little over 5 minutes, but strong gap up. So this might push for 5 here. Let's see. It's testing 5 now. Yeah, that was a strong gap up for sure. But I mean, this could come right back down. Just because it gapped up higher doesn't mean it's going to keep going up. It just gapped up higher than I thought it was going to. Woo! Pushing through 5 here. And it's still pushing. Pushed all the way up to 515. Nasty. Now it's pushing through 515. What a rip on this. Well, the one thing I'm going to say is I'm glad this rip happened. I don't care if I'm in it or not. This type of rip, I mean, so this is over a $2 move so far, but the real predictability was right there at that $4 area. So it's like a $1.21 move, but we still have some action in the penny stock world, so that's good. That's why I like seeing this big rip. But it's later in the day rip. It's definitely a later in the day rip. So might have to really, really wait things out the next couple of days. See if, I don't know. It just depends on whenever opportunities present themselves. Jets looks like a whole lot of ugliness. And it looks like it's going to die. It looks like if it comes down anymore and breaks this 1125 area, it could really eat something that's not good for it. I mean, this is ugly. This is a lot. Like, look at all this red in this chart. It's definitely oversold, but Jesus. Look at, let's see, American Airlines. American Airlines, I'm pretty sure, is not quite as red. It's a little red, but yeah, it looks like all the airlines might be ready to dump off because that's got the same looking pattern where it looks like it's about to crack support. Damn, crack's running some more here. On that ever since February. Yeah, I don't. To me, they're testing some support, and if the SPY keeps dropping like it is, then they're definitely going to crack that support. Because what we're getting is a lot of uncertainty about the economy again. Like for a couple of weeks there, it was like pretty positive looking. You know, looks like everything was going to open back up, but now we're kind of getting a negative message again. And it's like some states are extending their lockdowns longer. And they're extending. Oh, look at this. Breaking through 550 here. It's about to get halted again. This is about to get halted again right here. A lot of buying volume coming in. Yeah, there you go. There's you another halt. See, what was it? Yeah, you gotta have some type of stop loss in there. Jets is what it was. So you're in from February. Oof, 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 sir. Yeah, you're taking a beating on this. Yeah, I mean, you probably should have sold this. Yeah, you probably should have sold this when the market started crashing, because the airline stocks were going to be hit the hardest. As soon as they said they were going to start restricting travel and stuff, you probably should have dumped it, because that's what pretty much everybody else in the world did. Probably not. Yeah, what about VTIQ? Brescher, what are you saying about it? We've been watching VTIQ the past few days, so we know what's up with it. Are you just you're down 20% on Jets? Man. That's rough, buddy. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, right now it's a downtrend. Like you got the big first sell off, but you can draw this line straight across there, and until it gets over 1466, it's in a downtrend. So it can just keep dropping and dropping. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah, there you go, Brescher. You gotta let me know what you're asking about a stock, so I can accommodate you, because I had no idea what you were saying about it. When it will stop, who knows? I mean, they've got the merger June 2nd. That's coming out. If you don't know about the merger and all that, check that out. I would think after this much of a run so far, and then the selling that we've had today, I would think maybe it might go sideways for a couple of days, maybe have some pullbacks, but it could keep ripping. There's not really a way to tell right at this moment what it's going to do, because it's straight up, I mean, straight up. That's what it is. So you kind of missed the boat on it if you didn't get in it, right in this 18 area. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't know if you was in the chat earlier, but in our Facebook group, one of the guys called VTIQ out at like $18 or something like that. Yeah, CREX is halted. It got halted again, breaking through 550. But yeah, if you're not in the Facebook group, go join the Facebook group, Framework Fortune Day Trading. Look it up, join it. You get different ideas, people posting stocks that might make moves, and VTIQ is a very good one. I applaud Dom for pointing this one out, and it immediately piqued my interest because I went and did research on it myself, looking at that merger and all that. I just did not think about doing anything on it. I really didn't expect it to rip as hard as it's been ripping, but it sure is ripping hard. But yeah, CREX, now it's unhalted. And we went straight up from $4 to $5.60. So it's the second halt. Pay attention here, Epic. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it goes up after a second halt. Most likely it's not going to. Like I said, I've seen very few stocks that's gotten halted twice like this and then they keep going. But I would say there's a very good chance this is going to come down. Although it did get bought up right there at 5.25. Let's see what happens on this. I'm curious. I'm not in on anything. I'm done. I was waiting to try to find another setup, and this is the only setup right here. That break of $4, but I was nervous. I didn't want to, like I said, it was a pretty big move it made already. It already moved $1, so. But there was an opportunity. This was the best setup so far today. But yeah, I'm done. I'm definitely done. And now you can see it's coming back down. So that's what I was saying. Normally, most of the time, out of two halts, the stock is going to have a pullback, especially after a rip like this. I mean, it just ripped $1.45. Actually, more than that. It ripped $1.60 in a matter of about 20 minutes. So, yep. So now the sellers have to. The sellers are taking it back out. Besides just simply saying that most likely out of two halts the stock is going to come back down, do you understand why that is, Epic? Do you get why that's a thing? Because basically, after a big move, if you guys don't understand why that would happen, after a big move like this, after $1.60, at this top resistance, people move stocks. Remember that, guys. People move stocks. People move stocks. People move stocks. Patterns don't move stocks. Strategies don't move stocks. Indicators don't move stocks. Nothing else moves stocks. The only thing that moves stocks is people. So if you got in at $4 and this stock just ran $1.60 and got halted twice, what would you do? What would you be thinking about doing if you held through all that? You're going to be locking in profits. Okay? So a lot of people are going to lock in profits out of this second halt because, like I said, most people, most of the time, out of two halts, you don't have another rip up. So people are locking in profits. On top of that, the shorters have watched this run and run and run. They're going to want a little action on this. We've pretty much went straight up from this morning from 323 all the way to 560. So now you got those shorters coming in too. So you got some shorters trying to make some quick money because look at this, 560 down to $5. If you're a shorter, you could have just made 60 cents a share on this off of this short. You saw the two halts. Crex is over here on the top 10% gainer NASDAQ. So you got people selling. I'm just saying that it's not unreasonable to think it's going to come up. This still could possibly go higher than it has gone today we don't know for sure yet, but out of 2 halts, I'm pretty sure that most people are, anybody who was in this who didn't sell out, like One Life was saying, normally, after the first halt, you'd be locking in profits at resistance, but, everybody's going to be locking out, and shorters are going to come in here. So you're going to get this big drop. Now, is it possible this could keep running later? Sure. But we know for sure that people are going to lock in. Shorters are going to get hungry right here. So people are the reason why out of 2 halts, most likely the stock's coming down. Now, if this stock holds $5, if shorters can't push it down lower than $5 and buyers are still coming in and $5 starts confirming as new support, then yeah, this could rip some more a little bit later. But you still got a little ways to go. Like, I would be shocked if this bounces off this $5 and pushes all the way back over this 560 and gets halted again right this second. But with a little time, if buyers start seeing $5 is now support, they're like, oh, $5 is holding up. Shorters are seeing that $5 is holding up, then the shorters are going to start covering and get out of it. And you might have a chance for this to run some more. So it is possible. That's the thing with one halt. One halt, you have to make that decision, because getting 2 halts straight up doesn't happen as often. You get a lot of 1 halts. Think about how many times you've seen a stock get halted on the way up and then it does nothing after that. We see that almost every day. Even in a slower market, we see something go on a quick run and get halted. SLGG went on a quick run and get halted. But let me flip over to that. The question is, out of the halt, where's your resistance at? Because where the resistance at is where people are going to sell. So SLGG had this one, it opened up big, ripped hard. We had some resistance at 603. It ripped through that and then went all the way up to 650. Well, without even looking at the chart, what do we know? Every 25 cents is resistance. So 650 is going to be resistance. Some type of resistance without even looking at the chart. We know that. Now let's look at the chart and see if we got resistance at 650 anywhere. So we got some right here at 625 at the top of this, the bottoms of this. Move up a little bit more. Right here, 650. See right here, this pivot point, 650. The stock came down, bounced off there. That's 650 resistance. So out of this halt, if everybody sees that it's coming up to that resistance, they might lock in profits. They might sell. And what happened? They sold. So it's not about whether the stock is getting halted. I just know from psychology purposes that 2 halts, most likely the stock is not going to keep ripping. That's a lot. That's a lot of rips. That's a lot of room that the stock has ran, like CREX. That's a lot of profit that people are going to want to lock in, and that's an opportunity for shorters to come in. FFWP, let's look at it. FWP, okay. So, we got halted right here. This is the first halt, right? So, 941. It breaks over. Let's see, it opened up here. So, hold on. Let me look at this in 1 minute. I got to see where the halts are. Or did it get halted here? Let me see. Where's the halts at? See, 630, 847. So 847 was, where did that? So it got halted right here, basically, somewhere 847, right here. So we'll put that mark there to what candle that got halted on. And then when we get halted again, we came out of that halt 902. Resumed, so it got halted at 902. So this candle here And then 907, it got unhalted. And then 908, it got halted again. So this actually got halted 3 times. Unless that's the halt on the way down. That's probably the halt on the way down. Okay, so I see it now. First halt was right before the big green candles. So like right here and then right here. Or did it get halted here? Like that. Okay, so I think it's something like that. Anyway, so something like that I'm imagining. But anyway, so this opened up at this halt, 1214. 1214. Let's see if that was some resistance anywhere on the chart. Not on the yearly chart, okay? But goes my dog. $11 though, right here, this high. $11 was some resistance, so no, it's just the dog. My mother-in-law's not here. The dog's just barking at whatever he wants to bark at. It's probably Amazon or something. So 11 is right here. So what happened right here? This is Thinkorswim. This is the Thinkorswim platform. You can go to tdameritrade.com and check that out. The dog is a big baby. He acts like he's loud. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, the dog's mad at the SPY going down. So, all right, Epic, let me get this worked out for you so I can explain this so you can see it on this stock why this happened. But, so $11 was resistance. What happened? Right there's that $11 resistance. You know, it either went through it and then got halted. I think that's what happened. It broke through and got halted. Because it would have opened here. This candle opened here and then it dropped down. And then it got pushed back up. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened. It got pushed back up. And then at that $11 resistance, it broke through it. But then it immediately came back down because that $11 was really, really strong resistance. But not only that, once again, you got to think, if anybody got in down here before the first halt, you know, that's almost $3 to $4 of profit in this move. So if you're up $3 or $4 a share out of this halt, you're probably going to want to lock that in. That's a big run. If you've got 1,000 shares of this and it runs $3, that's $3,000 of profit. People are locking in after $3,000 of profit. They're locking in right here out of this halt. You know, you got the halt up, you got this move up, it got halted because like we're way up on this chart. We're super extended. If you look at this chart too, like this candle, even if it stayed up here in this area, this is a big candle. This is a very, very big candle. So it was overextended, you know, it was way overextended. And then you got people who are going to lock in profits there. You got shorters who see this, that it's way overextended. So they're going to come in and try to short it down. So you got people right there. That's why, you know, out of that halt, you just had to lock in. The people who bought in after this opened back up and this pushed up, when this got halted, they probably got real nervous. They're probably like, oh no, this is not good. We're getting halted at this $12 mark, which is $12 is a whole number. So a dollar move is going to be resistance. So if it comes out and you can see the candle opened here, it popped up for a little bit. So the buyers pushed it up a little bit more, but that was too much. You know, at that point it's too much. And it started coming back down. And when $12 right here didn't hold, as support, is sold off. So you had a chance at $12 to see if it was going to hold. You had a chance out of this halt, right in there, to make the decision. If $12 doesn't hold, I get out because it's going to crack down. But at that point, up at 1272, that's such a big move. At that point, you're getting, like, anybody would be getting greedy. Holding this, if you bought in back here and caught it up to here in the halt, and then it opens up, there's just like there's a lot of reasons why out of that second halt this was not going to run. So hopefully I explained that a little bit clearly enough for you to understand. Yeah, but it did that because it was over 11. It was over $11 resistance. It had broke through that very strong resistance, and it pushed up a little bit more out of that halt. But people were going to lock in. That's a high move. That's such an extended move. But out of that, I mean, if you hold through two halts, if just think about it like this: if somebody holds through two halts, that's a whole lot of profit that they've gotten on two halts on the way up. Most people are going to lock out, or at least the big retail, not retail, but the big institutional investors, the big traders, they're going to lock out because you got to think they're buying the most shares, so they're going to have the biggest profits. They buying probably 5,000 shares or whatever down here somewhere because they know an algorithm's going to push it up or something. And if you got 5,000 shares and this runs $3 or $4, that's 12. Let's see, that's 15 to 20 grand in profits if you're one of those big traders. So 20 grand in profits, you're going to lock that in. They don't get greedy. The big traders, the big institutional investors and hedge fund traders and all that stuff, they are traders in those big positions for a reason. It's because they don't get greedy. They trade price action. They see the price, and that's what they care about. They don't care how much money they're actually up, but they don't get greedy. They see this run this big, they know time to get out. We got in, we've made a big profit, let's get out. Yeah, you got it's not just people wanting to take profit too, but you got shorters. Like, people are going to take profit, but you got to keep in mind any stock that runs up on a big candle like this is a huge candle. Shorters are going to get greedy, or not greedy, but shorters are going to get hungry. They do that. Shorters see blood in the water. As soon as they see an opportunity like this, a big old green candle, they see blood in the water. They're like, this is going to come back down. These people are going to lock in profits, and we can take control. We can take control of the pressure of the stock, the selling pressure, and we can short this all the way back down. You see that? You can see it right now. They shorted the hell out of this all the way back down to 821. So the same. Here's the funny thing: the same big hedge fund traders and stuff. They probably made 20 grand on the way up on this, and now they've sold out, and now they're shorting it and making another 20 grand on the way back down. You know what I mean? So, like, that's what you got to look at. You got to always keep in mind, like, yeah, stop losses too. Stop losses get hit as well. That's another thing. Like, you got stop losses. People probably put stop losses in under $11 on this. And when their stop losses are $12, that quick little rip up, people probably bought in and then they put stop losses at 12. So you got people locking out profits. You got stop losses getting hit. You got shorters getting hungry and coming in. Like, here's the thing. If you don't know how to short and you're day trading long, do some studying on shorting. You don't need to short, but if you understand what shorters are looking for, then you will be able to see when the shorters are probably going to come in. And if you're looking at the price action, you can tell when the shorters start coming in, because there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. All of a sudden, the stock's going to get a lot of selling pressure on it. But this is a perfect shorters recipe to come in at right here. After 2 halts, people locking in profits, $12 crack support. It's a perfect recipe for a shorter to short this. No, I'm not saying he needs to. Let me clarify. I'm not saying that you need to start shorting stocks. All I'm saying is learn about shorting stocks. Learn what they look for, what shorters are looking at, why shorters are shorting stocks. Because if you know when the shorters are coming in or when they're probably coming in, you're not going to be as confused of why the stock just got the shit shorted out of it. But I'm not telling you to go short stocks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just do some studying and learn why shorters short, where they short at. Just learn what is going on with them. Because it's a back and forth thing. It's all supply and demand, and shorters are just the opposite of the long traders, so you got to know what they're doing too. But yeah, that'll help you, Like if you have no idea why this stock got shorted out, then you need to learn why this stock got shorted out. But like I said, this got shorted out because this giant green candle, this is a huge move. This is a 1-day candle, and this candle's from $7 all the way up to $12.72. That's almost a $6 move. So that's a very big move. That shorter bait. You think of the shorters like sharks. As soon as the shorters see blood in the water, they're coming in. They're hungry. They're ready to get theirs. So that's what you got to look at. UNFI is still running hard. That's the same thing on CREX. That's what I was saying. CREX ripped, and now it's up to 560. This is a second halt. Shorters are like, hey, big green candle. Guess what? We're hungry. We're coming in. So now they've shorted this from 560 to 460. Shorters have already made $1 off of this. Hello, Cricket. How you doing, Cricket? But yeah, I give you guys about 10 more minutes. If you guys have any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, let's get those in, because I've got to do some stuff. I didn't mean to go this long on the stream, but that's okay. We're having a learning experience today, so Epic, you've learned a lot, so that's good. You learned a hard lesson today. So yeah, any questions or suggestions? What's up, One Life? What's your question, buddy? I don't know why you. I'm sure this is a. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be something. I knew you didn't have a legit question. You know more than I do, so I knew it was gonna be something particular. CODX. What about CODX, Cricket? What are you going on about? Yeah, Daniel B. Now there you go. We're back to this again. Back to the 2-shirt thing. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see what we're doing. Oh, Daniel B's mad. You beat him to it, One Life. You beat him to it. He's so mad. Daniel B's mad right now. He's been waiting all day for the perfect opportunity to throw that joke in there, and you stole it from him. You stole it from him. Daniel B's gonna go like kill a squirrel now or something, man. Why'd you do that? Why'd you make him upset like that? That's funny. Got him. Yeah, got him. Oh, Daniel B. There's always tomorrow. You can always get me with that zinger tomorrow, so no worries, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, swinging something into earnings. When is earnings? Because earnings is like, that's not a reason to swing anything just because they've got earnings coming up. May 14th, so 2 days. So you got 2 days before earnings come. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. It's the 13th. You got 1 day until earnings come out on this. If you swing this into tomorrow, into earnings, and they come out with bad earnings, most likely you're going to get killed. Also, on the flip side, they can come out with good earnings tomorrow, and the stock can still drop off. See, all this buying right through here, this buying and pushing this up, this is on the expectations of good earnings. So if it comes out with good earnings, but the earnings are not as good as all these people thought they were going to be, all these people who's been buying and building their positions are going to sell it, and it can drop with good earnings. This was a good swing. This would have been a good swing back in this area somewhere here to swing up to this point. But getting in it at this point now, you're gambling. Like, you are rolling the dice if you try to swing this into tomorrow. VTIQ just dumped. Let's see VTIQ real quick. You guys are active today. I'm trying to get out of here, and you guys are active now. Yeah. That's a nice big dump. But this goes back to, it's went from $13 to $35. What we were saying earlier, shorters get hungry when they see the opportunity. So, yeah, this just got shorted out, and shorters are killing it. From 35 down to 26, it's almost $10. It's almost $10 a share on shorting this stock. So they got hungry, and that's what I was saying earlier about this. Is like, it's so high up, I wouldn't want to touch it right now because you don't really know which way it's going to go. You bought it 2 days ago on Codex? Well, here's my suggestion. If you bought Codex 2 days ago, then you got around in the $17 area. As long as this trend line is holding up today, because you're on a trend line, you've got a clear-cut trend line on this trade right now, on this swing. You're up in profit. Ride it up this trend line as long as you can, and then lock in profit. I'm just warning you. If you swing into earnings, you're gambling. That's all I can say. But I would be looking to lock in profit today on this. Me personally. That's me personally. Oh, Jesus. We're getting crazy in the chat now. It's getting One Life is showing the frisk. Show Daniel B the frisk, One Life. Show him all the frisk. But yeah, I mean, you're up in profit. I wouldn't get greedy on this. I don't know how many shares you have and what exact price you got in, but if you got in 2 days ago, you're up at least $1, I would imagine right now, maybe more a share. So yeah, Cricket. That's just me. if you swing this into earnings, yes, it could rip, but it also could crash out pretty hard. It's just a gamble. There's no way to know how traders are going to react to earnings until after they come out. So, like if you're up in profit today, I would just, like I said, I would just ride this trend line, see how much profit you can get out of it. But if you swing it overnight till tomorrow, I'm telling you, it's going to be sketchy. There's no way for sure to know if those earnings are going to be a good enough reason for this to go up or not, any more than it already has. So, that's just my opinion. But, I mean, you got a good swing on it for sure. I mean, that's the thing. You're up in profit. You're already winning on this stock. So, why risk the profit that you're already up to swing it into tomorrow? Yeah, you're up $1.50. But I mean, you don't have to get out right this second if you don't want to. Like I said, you got this upward trend. It's still moving in the upward trend, so I wouldn't sell it yet because you really don't have a reason quite yet. I mean, it just made a new high right here, a new high a day at 1887. So if it starts pushing back up and breaks that, it might make another new high a day. So you may be able to get some more profit out of it. Or if you want, lock in half of it right now and then see if the other half can ride and go up higher. And if not, just put you a stop loss right there under, the trend line. But yeah, don't get greedy on it. Because I'm telling you, from experience, I have seen stocks have the best earnings. They have the best earnings, and then the stock drops because people were buying it up like this and pushed the price way up. So the good earnings were already priced into the price. And so once everybody made that profit, they're going to lock out, and then you get a crash instead of, you would think great earnings tomorrow, this stock is going to rip over $20. That would be the obvious thought. It's not clear that, maybe all this buying through all of this was because they knew that earnings was going to be good. This could be the whole move right here. So, we don't know that, and we won't know that until after earnings releases. As soon as earnings releases, tomorrow will tell the story whether or not it's going to keep going or drop down. But right now, we do know that there's been buying coming into this, and it's been pushing up. And that could be why. It could be those earnings. Who is Till Mike? I don't know. I don't know who Mike is. I'm not sure what One Life is getting at there, but yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know what I'm missing though. All right, you just tell me later, One Life, because I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. TVIX getting some volatility, moving up a little bit. Actually, oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, TVIX has moved up a lot. Good $30 move there because the market's coming down and it's very volatile right now. Look at this. SPY is really taking a dump right now. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're on YouTube live streams and you're asking what you should do with the stocks that you're in, that's a problem. that's an issue. That means that you don't know which way the stock is going. And that means you most likely don't have a trading plan on the stock. So you probably need to do some more studying to understand so you don't have to ask these questions. I mean, it's fine to ask questions, but just know that if you're asking about positions that you're in, that's pretty risky because that means you don't really know which direction the stock is going to go. So you need to learn more before you make those trades. So asking questions is fine, but don't get in a trade and then start asking questions. Ask the questions before you get into trades. That's what you need to do. Uber is buying out Grubhub. I don't like that. Why are they doing that? Oh yeah, Grub. It's just Grub. I didn't know. I've not heard anything about this. Grubhub is ripping, or did rip pretty hard. Oh, and look here. CREX starting to come back up again. Yeah, I'll look at this Grubhub thing, and then I'm going to go. I'm going to call it a day, guys. Potential Grubhub deal. Uber set $750 million debt offer. Yeah, I know, but I know it's 2 days old information, but I never saw it. I didn't see any headlines for it or anything. Like, normally I would have got something about that. I'm not, like, looking to go get in Grubhub. I was just curious why they're buying into Grubhub. Because Uber has Uber Eats. So, like, if they're buying Grubhub, they're trying to take out the competition, basically. Next, they'll be buying DoorDash, and there'll be a monopoly on the food delivery industry. But I liked the new food delivery industry because you have competition. If you start taking out all the competition, then that's going to cause some weird things to happen with that. So I don't know. That's wild. Uber has no cash. Yeah, I mean, eh, I don't know. I mean, if you've got Uber and they're buying Grubhub, that's a great thing for you. That's an absolutely great thing for you. I was just from I'm not even from a stock standpoint. I was just looking from, I've done Grubhub and from time I'll go out and make a couple, $100 in there doing Grubhub if I want to grab some extra money. Because I don't have an occupation. I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't work anywhere. I used to be a general manager for several different restaurants for some years, and I stopped doing that because it took up too much of my time. Like, I love day trading. I love, doing the YouTube channel and all that stuff. So I was just curious, what was going on with Grubhub. Grubhub is one way to just make some easy money. Like, if you're a doctor and you work 40 hours a week and you need some extra money, you can hop on Grubhub and go make it in a few hours. So Uber buying up Grubhub that's kind of wild to me, but hey, whatever. What about AYTU? All right, guys, I'm done. I'm not even getting into this. We're stopping there. You brought up the bad word in this chat, Daniel B. How dare you? How dare you? But all right, guys, we'll be back here again tomorrow. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. You guys have a great rest of your day. Hit that like button on the way out. Until next time.